Now on the Suze Orman Show, the Forever Nevers.
These are the top 5 money moves I never ever want you to make.
Also,
I walked in and I was like, this is it. This is my dream home.
now that home has turned into a financial nightmare for Shanette.
Keep breathing, keep breathing.
Breathing.
And you ask Suze, can I afford it?
If we purchase solar panels, our electricity bill is projected to be less than our current monthly payment.
You're only putting $35 a month in retirement accounts. Are you kidding me? Hi, everybody. I'm Suze Orman, and you are watching The Suze Orman Show. All month, I've been giving you financial forevers, timeless advice I want you to have before the Suze Orman Show series exits next Saturday night. Can you believe it? March 28th. Now listen to me, that is a show that I do not want you to miss. But anyway, here's what I do want you to get right now. Sometimes it's easier to know what not to do rather than what you need to do when it comes to your money. So tonight I'm beginning with the Forever Nevers. These are the top 5 money moves I never ever want you to make. Are you ready? And I'm going to count them down. Number 5, can you never buy whole life, universal, or variable life insurance? Are you kidding me? Remember, you are not to mix insurance with investments. And whole life, universal life, or variable life insurance carries with it incredibly high commissions for the insurance agent to sell you. And they sell it to you saying, you could have insurance and invest your money at the same time. Can you just trust me? If you need life insurance, for life insurance sake, buy term insurance. Number 4, you're never to buy a variable annuity, especially inside a retirement account. A variable annuity, another insurance product, is simply sold to you under the guise that you have invested in this. You don't have to pay taxes on it till you withdraw your money, and you'll never get less than what you put in. Well, it's true, but you're going to have to die to get back your money. It's just not worth it. Rather than buying a variable annuity, you are so much better off buying a no-load mutual fund, especially within a retirement account. Just take my advice and stay away from variable annuities. Number 3, never take a loan from a 401k plan or withdraw money from a retirement account before you retire. This is one of the biggest mistakes you make. You think it is so smart to take a loan from a 401k and pay off your credit card debt, catch up on payments. Are you kidding me? A loan from a 401k plan is a never forever. Remember, 401k plans are what protected against bankruptcy. So if you're in financial trouble and you have to claim bankruptcy, you still will have all of that money. Don't ever do it. Number 2, never ever co-sign a loan. I know. You think your children are so great and they want a car and they can't afford a car on their own, so you co-sign for it. Or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whoever it may be, you want to make sure that they love you, so you co-sign on a loan for them. Do not ever do that. Listen, if a bank will not give somebody a loan on their own, that is a sign for you to not give them your name to get that loan. Why? Because if they can't make the payments, you are responsible for it. Never, ever co-sign a loan. And last but not least, and this really is the most important never, forever of all, is this: never go into default, deferment, or forbearance on student loan payments. You have got to remember that student loans, in most cases, are not dischargeable in bankruptcy. So here you are, you've got a $20,000 or $40,000, whatever it may be, student loan, and you think, I don't have the money to make these payments, and you just forget about it. And you don't make them, and you think you're getting away with it. You're not. $20,000 turns into $40,000, turns into $80,000, and then they come knocking on your door, and that's when you're going to have to pay for it. So the most important payment out of all your bills that you will forever have to make is the payment on your student loan. So don't ever go into deferment, forbearance, or default. Do you hear me? Those are my top forever nevers. Please remember them, because if you just never do any of those, you will keep yourself out of financial trouble. And that's what I want for you. Now, let's make a house call.
Hi, Susie. My name is Jeanette, and I'm 37 years old. This American dream has become nothing but a financial disaster, and I'm really hoping you can help me get on track. Before I bought the house, I lived a comfortable life. I lived with my grandparents. I was born and raised in the same house all my life. I was engaged in 2006, and the plan was to get married in 2007. My grandfather suddenly passed away. It was difficult because emotionally I couldn't be in the house that we grew up in. We were shopping around, looking at places that we can possibly make a life at. And we then ended up here. When I walked up to the sidewalk and I looked at the house, it looked like an oversized dollhouse. And I just loved how tranquil and calm it felt. I walked in and I was like, this is it. This is my dream home. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. It's an interest-only loan that I'm currently paying. We hire a real estate lawyer thinking they know everything, they're on my side, when in fact, they did what was best for them. And so while it felt right at the moment, that was a very short-lived moment. The market crashed. The next year, we couldn't refinance. The house lost $200,000 in value. The upkeeping of this house has become a huge burden on me. My entire roof actually is not in great condition. I decided to keep my childhood home because it has a huge emotional value to me.
You got one here.
Oh, you're right, I could. And what I decided to do when I moved here is rent it out. It's a lot of maintenance. The house is almost 100 years old. My finances are a big hot mess right now. Anytime money comes in, it goes out. When emergencies do come up, then it's a matter of, okay, what can I do to make this happen? Which 9 times out of 10 turns out to be a credit card. Living with grandma, I would say, as she gets older, it's getting difficult. Making decisions for a 75-year-old and a 5-year-old, it's not easy to find the balance. I'm left doing it all alone. Susie, this house has been a huge destabilizing force in my life, and I really need my life back. Can you help me?
Oh, Jeanette, I'm so sorry all that happened to you, but I'm kind of happy that all happened to you as well. Because at 37, you still have a lot of time to fix everything, but it's important for you to really get how powerful you can be and make these decisions on your own. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
So why now? Why, when you've been carrying this burden for all this time, what happened that right now you want to fix it?
Well, I think it's something I probably would have continued doing had I still been in a healthy marriage. But now everything has become clear, and it's just me and my son and my grandmother. And there really is no other way, no other time to do it but now. So I'm sort of like at the bottom, hoping that I can find a solution and get my life back.
Yeah. You know, everybody, as you're watching Jeanette and hearing her say that to me, I want you to remember, please don't wait till your life hits bottom to then try to figure out a solution. You probably knew, Jeanette, that a long time ago things weren't going well, but it's not until you're really at the bottom where you're $1,500 a month short every month of being able to pay your bills that brings you to a place like the Suze Orman Show. If you had a magic wand and you could wave it, Jeanette, and change your life, can you please paint for me the picture that the perfect financial picture that you would want to have in your life at this very moment? What does that look like to you?
Absolutely. I think the perfect financial picture would be able to pay my house off. The house that I live in is a house that I want to stay in. I want to raise my son there. I want to keep my grandmother there. It feels like it could be a very healthy environment for all of us.
Are you positive that that would be the best thing for you? Are you positive that it's still not? Because you bought that home at a time when your grandpa left this world. And I've always found that when you make decisions, especially financial ones, at a time when you've suffered a loss. That decision is never a good decision. So is it too much of a house? Is it too much of a financial dream? Is there a better way for you to do things? Because right now, the other thing that you have going is that your ex-husband, the father of your child, does give you $2,500, $2,500 a month towards everything, but he also just lost his job.
Right.
So without that income, for you to be an independent woman, don't you want to see yourself in a situation where it isn't that you have a house, it's where you have true financial independence? That's what I wanted to hear you say. I wanted to hear you say that I could be a woman, that I can own the power to control my destiny. I don't have to be financially dependent on my ex-husband if he doesn't send in that money. Now that I put that out for you, if you had your choice to be a woman who owns the power to control her destiny no matter what, or you get to just simply stay in that house, but you're still going to need help, which one would you choose?
I would want out. I would want my power back.
Well, I have a magic wand, and I can wave it. And if you listen and do what I'm telling you as I'm waving this wand, you can be a woman who is totally financially independent and a woman that has her power back. Are you ready?
I am.
Yeah. Does that make you excited? Does that scare you? What does that do to you?
Really excited.
All right. And the tears are tears of joy, but tears of, oh my God, I never thought I'd have my power back my whole life. That's what those tears are about, right, girlfriend?
They sure are.
So, Shanette, you said that you just want to simplify your life. I get that. We all want to live simplified lives. But what's complicating your life are these two homes that you own. So we're going to have to get rid of, sell both of these homes. Now, one is going to put a lot of money in your pocket. And another one, it's a little more complicated because you are $200,000 short of what you really owe the bank when you sell it, since you're underwater in this home. So you'll probably owe about $100,000 in income tax. Stick with me here. Keep breathing. Okay. Keep breathing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Breathing.
What I want you to do right now is I want you to find an apartment that you can move into with your granny and your son. I want you to budget about $2,000 a month for that apartment. Why do I want you to do it right now? Because when you move into an apartment, they're going to check, most likely the landlord, your FICO score. If you've already done this short sale, then what's going to happen is it's going to ruin your FICO score and a landlord may not rent to you. Do you understand? So let's
100%.
first get you in the situation where you have your apartment. You're going to sell both the house that you live in as well as your rental. When you sell that house, after paying off the equity loan that's on it and everything, you most likely, with the, the fees to the real estate agent, you most likely are going to net about $460,000. Of that $460,000, you're going to put approximately $100,000 away for income tax. When you've done all of that and you have paid off all your credit card debt, your car loan debt, your equity loan that you have on that house, when everything is paid, it's going to leave you with approximately $330,000 in cash. You are going to take about $250,000 and you're going to invest it in municipal bonds that will give you some nice after-tax income that will make you totally financially independent from anybody, and it will give you an additional $80,000 that you will have in an emergency fund in case something happens. How do you feel as I'm telling you that?
I feel really good.
The producers are going to go in great detail, exactly the steps you should do, one after another after another. But I have your whole life laid out here for you, and it's one that you're going to love to live. Got that?
I got it.
All right.
Thank you.
You go and take those tears and go home and hug your granny and hug your son and go, our life begins now.
Up next, she's flipping out over a house flipping proposal.
I want to be involved with her, but I'm worried about risking most of my savings.
Can you hear what I'm hearing?
And later, you ask Susie, can I afford it?
The retreat includes beachfront accommodations, 3 vegetarian meals, 3 options for yoga and meditation.
Now, listen to this financial position. I know it's not maybe very yogic, but it's a good one. Welcome back to the Suze Orman Show. Jill, coming to us from Texas. Go for it.
Hi, Susie. My question is really about my sister has been very successful here in the Houston area flipping houses, and she wants us to buy a house to flip together. We're estimating that it's going to cost us each about $70,000, which would take up most of my liquid savings. And I want to be involved with her, but I'm worried about risking most of my savings.
Mm-hmm. You know, as you're even asking this question, can you hear what I'm hearing, the fear that you have in your voice? And when you're afraid to do something, that's a little signal that says you just shouldn't do it. And as she was so successful flipping houses, she should have enough money to be able to continue to flip houses on her own. Is she making you this offer just because she knows she can make you a lot of money, or does she need that $70,000 to continue to flip houses?
No, she really just wanted something that would be a fun investment for the two of us to do together.
Yeah, it's not a fun investment when it takes up all of your emergency money. You're going to be the entire time that she's doing it, you're going to be, oh my God, what happens if she doesn't flip it and it's taking longer for her to sell it and it's taking longer for her to fix it up. It's going to really start to eat at you. If you feel secure with this $70,000, then leave it there. If you have other money that you wouldn't care if you locked up and you risked it, fine, but not with your emergency fund, girlfriend. That money is there for emergencies, not to flip houses. Let's go to Christy in California. You are on the Suze Orman Show.
Hi, Susie.
Hi, Christy. What can I do for you tonight?
Well, I'm in about $100,000 of credit card debt. For some reason, I felt I had to buy my last boyfriend's love, and I paid for everything for several years when he was out of work. Of course, now we're broken up, and I'm left with the debt, and I can't afford to make the minimum payments anymore. I've already borrowed from my 401k just to stay afloat, and I can't do that anymore, obviously. I currently lease a car, and I really don't want to hurt my credit score. Do you think there's any way I can get out of this mess?
How much money do you make per year?
About $80,000.
All right, here's the rule of thumb. When you owe more than what you make, you are technically bankrupt. Now, you have to really make a decision here. Are you worried more about your credit score than you are about your viability to be able to just live a life? Do you see what I mean, Christy?
Yeah,
So
I do.
you have to be willing to put yourself first for the very probably first time in your life. So if I were you in this particular situation, I would claim bankruptcy. I'm assuming you don't own a home. Is that correct?
No, I do, actually.
You do own a home. All right, so you're going to have to talk to a bankruptcy lawyer to see, can you claim bankruptcy and still keep your home, depending on the equity on it, maybe your car, and just see if that happens to be a solution for you. Because if you can't even make the minimum payments, you're really ruining your credit score right now as it is anyway. So you got to take this one and you have to go right on it to see what you can do. But I hope you've really learned. And why did you borrow from your 401k? How many times have I said never borrow from a 401k no matter what the reason? So hopefully you've learned from this so you don't ever make this mistake again.
Up next, you can't afford to miss. Can I afford it?
I want to take my wife and the mother of our 3 very busy children, including a set of twins, on an epic holiday to celebrate her 50th birthday.
You're not 26, you're not 36, you are 46 years of age.
And a Can I Afford It Junior.
The bundle comes with a guitar, stand, strap, clip-on center, and a few other items.
Listen to me closely. What do you want to buy?
4 Citation RV.
Solar panels.
Bora Bora in the South Pacific.
All right, everybody, this is the Can I Afford It segment. This is where you call in, you tell me what it is you want to buy. ask you a few questions, and then I tell you if you can afford it or not. Are you ready? Let's begin. Sal, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. Thanks for taking my call. I'd like to buy a 2014 Thor Citation RV. My wife and I want to travel the U.S. We're both retired with 20-plus years each in the military, and we want to go see friends and the rest of this beautiful country of ours.
Yeah, I have to tell you, do you know that's one of my dreams? Really, KT and I always talk about getting one of these things, getting in it, going across the United States, sleeping in it. So excited. So let's see if you can afford it or not. Show me the money, boyfriend.
Okay, our take home is $9,702 combined, and that includes pensions and VA benefits. Our expenses are $2,823, and that includes $1,110 for rent. We have no debt. And in savings, we have $185,000 in liquid, $79,000 in investments, and $185,000 in retirement.
And how are you going to pay for this?
Well, Susie, we never pay for a vehicle with financing it, so we're going to take it out of our liquid and pay for it all in cash, all at once.
Approved, boyfriend. You have more than enough money. You know you have $7,000 or $8,000 extra every month from what you're bringing in now from pensions and everything. Take that money, replace it into your emergency fund, and you'll be more than okay. Maybe I'll see you on the road, and thank you for all the years of service you and your spouse gave this country. All right, Kelsey, what do you want to buy?
Hey, Susie. So each summer where we live, it's extremely hot, and we just try to keep the AC on during the nighttime just so we can sleep comfortably. And if we, our electric bill increases every summer. But if we purchase solar panels, our electricity bill is projected to be less than our current monthly payment, even during the summertime. And the cost for that is $18,000.
$18,000 to put on solar panels. I just have to ask you this, Kelsey. Have you ever tried to put ice cubes into one of those ice, bags, those things, and just sleep with it under your covers? It will keep you so cool, I can't even tell you. Or they now have these things where when you sleep on it, the whole thing starts to cool. These like little pads. I'm telling you, a lot cheaper than solar panels. But anyway, show me the money.
Well, our take home is $6,074 a month combined. Our expenses are $5,052 a month. For debt, we have $230,000 on a 30-year fixed mortgage and $97,000 in student loans. And in savings, we have $2,400 in liquid and $31,000 in retirement.
How are you going to pay for this?
Well, the payment loan goes through the solar panel company. So we would take a loan through the company at a rate of 4.5%.
And for how many years?
30 years.
30 years denied. You are so denied it's not even funny. Girlfriend, who even knows if you're going to be in that home for 30 years? And why do I have a feeling if it's through the solar company, it's going to be at 4, 5, 6% interest? Look you don't have enough money in your emergency fund. You're way short with that. I looked at your paperwork. You're only putting $35 a month in retirement accounts. Are you kidding me? You cannot afford this, and do not do it. Take up my idea about that ice bag and put it in your bed. It works. I've done it. Anyway, Scott, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. Thanks for inviting me to be on your show.
Anytime, but what do you want to buy?
Well, I want to take my wife and the mother of our 3 very busy children, including a set of twins, on an epic holiday to celebrate her 50th birthday. She has traveled the world, but her bucket list includes a vacation in an overwater bungalow, and I can't think of a better place to do that than Bora Bora in the South Pacific.
It's true. I've been in those over the water bungalows. They are so gorgeous, and Bora Bora has the most incredible atoll, the most incredible fish and stuff you're gonna. Oh my God! I hope you get to do it because there is nothing more beautiful than Bora Bora. Boyfriend, show me the money.
Well, we take home about $13,000 a month, and that includes rental income. Our expenses are about $12,000. For debt, we have 2 30-year mortgages, one on our primary home for $375,000 at 4%, and the other on our investment condo for $178,000 at 4.25%. We have about $15,000 on a low-interest credit card that's related to the purchase and preparation of the rental condo because we chose to delay some capital gains. We also have $11,000 left over on a small loan related to the renovations of our primary residence a couple years ago. Our only other recurring debt is about $259 on a car lease, which we will have to continue past July. We have emergency funds of about $83,000. We have $415,000 in non-retirement investments, exclusively in stocks and mutual funds. And we have almost $1 million in retirement funds. And we have $70,000 for the kids for college.
And how are you going to pay for this?
Well, Susie, I'll probably pay for a third to half of it out of our monthly cash flow because it'll take a while to plan this trip. And then the rest I'll probably just pay off over a few months. I know you don't like to eat into emergency funds, but I'm comfortable in the short term eating into some of our cash on hand.
I got it. So you are denied.
Oh, Susie.
Oh, I know you're just so surprised at that. But here's the truth, my dear Scott. You're not 26, you're not 36, you are 46 years of age. You're short currently on your emergency funds. You have $15,000 of credit card debt when you could have paid that off. And the truth of the matter is you have a personal loan. If you project out to your retirement, continuing to live this $12,000 a month lifestyle, you don't have anywhere near enough in retirement to be able to do it. So Bora Bora, bye-bye, Bora Bora, ain't happening for you. Anyway, Steph, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie.
Hi, Steph. What do you want to buy?
Hi. My favorite yoga teacher hosts a 7-day retreat in Tulum, Mexico each year. The retreat includes beachfront accommodations, 3 vegetarian meals, 3 options for yoga and meditation. The cost is $3,500 all-inclusive.
I'm looking at that. Don't you think $3,500 for a 7-day yoga retreat is a whole lot of money? All right, that's not what you're asking me, but that's what you want to do. So go on, keep going.
Oh, I was just going to say I have a passport that I've never stamped, and I've always wanted to use it. But
so you're trying to say to Suze Orman here that because you have an empty passport that you want to see these stamps on, that's why you want to spend $3,500 on a 7-day yoga retreat? That's like a position that's really hard for me to get into. But anyway, show me the money.
My take-home is $3,500 a month. My expenses are $2,406. The only debt I have is $76K on a 30-year fixed mortgage. And in savings, I have $4K liquid and $78K in retirement.
And how are you going to pay for this?
Well, each spring, I normally use my income tax refund to pay off a credit card or a student loan. But I paid them both off last year, so now I want to treat myself.
I got it. Denied. Denied. Now, listen to this financial position. I know it's not maybe very yogic, but it's a good one. You have $4,000 in an emergency fund. Are you kidding me? You need at least $20,000 in an emergency fund. You are only putting $200 a month away in a retirement account. Are you kidding me? You may get older and be able to be flexible, but you're not going to be able to do anything financially because you are not saving enough money. You are 41 years of age. This is the time that you have got to get realistic. Do you hear me? Now it's time for my favorite part of the Suze Orman Show, which is Can I Afford It Junior? This is where somebody under the age of 16 calls in. They tell me what they want to buy. I ask them a few questions, and I tell them if they can afford it or not. Are you ready? Alec, what do you want to buy?
Hey, girlfriend. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Oh, look at you. You're joining me on webcam. Look at that. You're so cute.
Thank you.
And go on. Okay, go on. I won't interrupt you anymore. Go on.
Okay, so today I would love to buy a Yamaha acoustic guitar bundle. My dad and uncle love playing the guitar, and it's also my favorite instrument. The bundle comes with a guitar, stand, strap, clip-on tuner, and a few other items.
So $200. Now, are you buying this, Alec, because you really love it? Or because your dad, your grandpa, and they're all saying to you, Alec, be like me. I played a guitar. You should play a guitar. Because, you know, my mom always wanted me to play piano just because she played piano. But I hated piano. Do you love guitar or hate guitar?
I love guitar.
And you've played their guitars, and now you just want your own?
Yes.
Boyfriend, show me the money.
Okay, so my take-home is between $60 to $80 a month. And that's for doing chores around the house, such as yard work and household chores. My expenses are $25 a month, which is for going out with my friends. I have no debt, and in my wallet, I have $157, and in liquid savings, I have $2,200.
And how are you going to pay for this?
Okay, so the first option, which I personally prefer, is taking $100 out of my wallet, and my dad said he would loan me $100, which I could pay off in about 2 months. The other option would be to take $100 out of my wallet and then take $100 out of my liquid savings. I don't prefer it as much because I'm hoping to use that money to buy a car one day.
To buy a car one day. But I have a question for you. The money that's in your liquid money, that's in the bank, what interest rate is it earning?
I don't think it has any interest rate.
So it's not making you any money. Is your father going to charge you an interest rate on the loan you want to make from him?
No.
No. So either way, it's a wash that way, correct?
Yes.
All right. So you first of all are approved because you have the money either way to do it. However, listen to me closely. Take the money out of your bank account and buy the guitar. Do not take a loan from your father, because when you take a loan from your father, even though you're working it off, he's always going to remind you that you owe him money, and you don't need to take a loan to do something. You can pay back your own account easily enough if you were going to be able to pay back your father. Do you know what I mean? So it's important that you're a man that stands on his own 2 feet, Alec, and that you don't have to take a loan to get something. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
All right, so you do it that way. We don't need your father's money for you to play a guitar, boyfriend. Want to be part of the Can I Afford It segment? Well, guess what? It's too late, because next week is our series finale. I've been telling you for at least 8 years now what you had to do to be part of it, but you didn't listen to me. But for those of you who are on the Can I Afford It segment, this week and next week, look what we're going to send you. We're going to send you a T-shirt with my verdict on it, just for you.
Up next, bragging rights and wrongs.
We felt very accomplished, but that soon turned into shame.
Just don't make others feel bad because of what's happened to you.
And later,
my goal is to retire in 7 years at age 62.
You gave yourself a C. You should have given yourself,
Whoa.
Oh, it's bad, right? Welcome back, everybody. Here we are in the control room at CNBC headquarters. As you may know, next week will be our finale of the Suze Orman Show. So if you want to continue to follow me, all you have to do is go to SuzeOrman.com or follow me on Twitter or join me on Facebook. But I'll be there for you. But for now, let's see what's trending. We have at Will New York Fan 00. Just received tax refund. I have no emergency fund. Should I get rid of all my credit card debt or save it and slowly get rid of it? Oh, Will New York Fan 00, listen to me. Why are you getting a tax refund? I've said over and over again on the Suze Orman Show, it's just ridiculous to get a tax refund because you're not making any interest on that money. So in your case, here's what you need to do. Take that and pay down your credit card debt. That's true. But also go in and adjust your exemptions, increase them so that you get less taken out of your paycheck so you can then take that extra money and pay off your credit card debt that much sooner and save for an emergency fund. But don't get a tax refund. Are you crazy? Here's what else is trending. We have it Daniel Blair. As you dislike student loans, how do you suggest pay for undergrad or grad school? Often now $50,000 to $100,000 a year. The federal loan max is $20,000 a year. Daniel, it's very simple. Why do you need to go to such an expensive school? What degree is worth $50,000 to $100,000 a year? Are you kidding me? A lawyer? All right. Doctor? All right. But anything else, go to a less expensive school. Remember, I've said over and over again, your degree and your school will never make you. You make your school. You make your degree. It's not where you go. It's what you do with where you did go. Do you understand that? All right, let's go to the webcam. We are going to Sharon in Albany, New York. Ask me your question.
Hi, Susie. My husband and I are in our early 40s, and we recently paid off our mortgage. We felt very accomplished, but that soon turned into shame from people making different comments. My question is, when you accomplish something financially that's positive, should you keep that a secret?
I am so curious as to what those comments are. Give me an example.
It must be nice. How does it feel to have so much extra money every month?
Yeah, so here's the thing. You should just let them comment. However, that doesn't mean that you should go around bragging about the fact that you paid off your mortgage. If somebody asks you, you can tell them with pride. But I wouldn't go around and saying, I paid off our mortgage. I paid off our mortgage, especially if people are struggling. But for you yourself, oh my God, you should feel so proud of what you have done. Are you kidding me? Just don't make others feel bad because of what's happened to you. So if they ask you, tell them. And if they don't ask you, they don't need to know. All right, everybody, let's go back to the studio, and here's what's coming up next.
Joseph asked Susie,
How am I doing? I hope I haven't derailed my future.
You have 7 years till you want to retire. Here is your way to an A.
and later, test your money smarts in Susie's Pop Money Quiz.
Welcome back to the Suze Orman Show.
Hi, Susie. I'm 55 and single. I've always had a steady job, so when my company cut salaries, I decided to pursue freelance work while I looked for something else. It was hard paying bills on an inconsistent income, so when I got a job offer out of state, I took the chance and moved. I hope I haven't derailed my future. My goal is to retire in 7 years at age 62. I want to travel a little, but definitely move closer to my family in Michigan. Susie, how am I doing?
Joseph, I loved all those pictures in the background there, especially the one about derailing with that train coming at you. Boyfriend, how are you tonight?
I'm good, Susie. How are you?
I'm fabulous. Thank you, Joseph. Before I give you a grade, I'm always curious to know, all right, you're looking at your situation. You have 7 years till you want to retire. What grade would you give yourself?
I would give myself a C.
A C. Well, a C, that's all you would give yourself. You want to retire in 7 years and you'd only give yourself a C. All right, well, let's see what you got going for yourself, and then I'll tell you what I would give you. Joseph, everybody, is 55. He is single, although I find that hard to believe because he's got such a great personality. But anyway, he does have $362,000 approximately in a retirement account. He has only $8,344 in an emergency fund. He's got a current home that's worth $419,000 with a mortgage on it of only $65,000. So he's got total assets minus his debt. He's got a net worth of about $725,000. That's pretty good, boyfriend, if you ask me. Your income is $6,288 a month. That's what you take home. You spend $5,295 a month. So your excess is $993 per month. All right. Can you retire in 7 years, move closer to your parents with your daddy there in that picture? Oh, my God, so sweet. What grade would I give you? You gave yourself a C. Why you were so hard on yourself, I don't know. You should have given yourself an F because that's what I'm giving you.
Whoa.
Whoa, it's bad, right? F is bad. So here's the thing that you need to understand. You have a goal, in my opinion, at 62 of at least $3,500 a month. Why? Because you're 62. You're going to live another 30 years. You're going to have to pay for long-term care insurance. You're going to have to pay for all your regular insurance. $3,500 is a good amount. Since you're too young to take Social Security, if you keep doing exactly what you are doing right now, you're only going to have income from your retirement accounts of about $1,273 a month. That means you are $2,227 a month short. That's why I gave you an F. But don't worry, I have a solution for you. Here is your way to an A. You're going to work till you are 67. That $1,000 a month that you almost have extra every single month right now, you're going to take immediately $541 of that and start investing it in a Roth IRA. The other, about $400, you're going to look into buying long-term care insurance for you right now so that you're okay if anything goes wrong later on. Next, at 67, you are going to move back to your home in New Jersey, and you're going to live in it for 2 years. So when you sell it, you can take advantage of being a primary homeowner and take a $250,000 exemption. After 2 years, you will sell it and move to Michigan or wherever you want to move to be closer to your family. At that point, you will buy a home outright, and with everything that you have going on for you, and you'll be able to take Social Security at that time as well, you're going to have about $3,600 a month of after-tax income. You're also going to have an extra $100,000 that you have saved, so you're going to be more than okay. So that's what you are going to do.
Up next, one more thing Suze wants you to know.
But there will also always be something for you to take away. Time to test your money smarts in a Suze Pop Money Quiz under the income-based repayment IBR method for repaying a student loan. The loan is forgiven in A, 15 years, B, 20 years, C, 25 years, or D, 30 years. The answer after the break. Before the break, I asked, under the income-based repayment method for repaying a student loan, the loan is forgiven in how many years? The answer is C, 25 years. Okay, that's almost a wrap for the Suze Orman Show, but before we go, there's still one more thing I do want you to know. Next week, March 28th, Saturday, 9 p.m., right here, will be the series finale of the Suze Orman Show. With that said, I so want you all to watch it because there are many surprises for me that I've been told I don't have a clue about, but there will also always be something for you to take away. I did this show because I wanted to give you information that would help you forever when it came to your finances. And next week, I'm going to be making sure that those are things that you need to know so you can take with you. So come and be with me, be surprised with me, and end this show with me because it would sure mean a lot. Now you know. So until next week, there's really only one thing that I want you to remember, and it's this: people first, then money, then things. See you March 28th. Bye-bye.